Welcome everyone to tonight's match of Melatonin versus Blaze. We are on upper bracket, losers bracket, round one, day three. We have some exciting sets for you all tonight with the starting match being Dark Lord, followed by Freddy the Nightmare himself, and if we do manage to hit a tiebreaker, the Mighty Doctor on Wretched Shop, Freddy being also on DDS. I'm not alone tonight though, I've got an amazing co-caster with me, the big Hasso himself. How are we, matey? How are you feeling about tonight's match?
I'm pretty keen. This is my debut for Fogbound League, so I'm excited. We obviously have no perks in this tournament, so it's going to be really entertaining to watch, especially knowing a lot of these players. It's always great fun to see how it's played, especially with no perks. There's always been a debate whether Killer is stronger than Survivor with no perks, and some would like to say it definitely is. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a great watch, especially with one of my most favorable killers. I love the Dracula, lots of different forms. So yeah, I'm excited, and I think this will be a really close one. But again, it all comes down to the start of your match. To have a good result, you need to find your survivor straight off the rip. Look at them three splitting generators right off the bat. This is what you love to see if you're on the side of the survivors, which would be Melatonin. So far, a really nice start from them. They're just getting gen progress going, and this is where the problems will start to occur if we don't get our down or even just our first tag early on. So, to be honest with you, Ghosty, this could be problems. No, we do spot out our first survivor, which will be the Jake here, and this is very nice on the side of Forearm Death, and just going to take a tag and, I assume, take Chase onto them. So this is what we love to see. So when you're looking at a situation like this, you want to get your tag, or you're down as fast as possible. But when you've got three gens getting worked at once, it's not very easy, is it now, Ghosty?
No, it's a very scary place to be in. It was a bit of a delayed find on the first chase here, but we do get a really nice Hellfire over on our Jungle Doom tile, meaning that we do get our first down before one of these three gens pop. But in saying that, three split gens, almost all at 75% progress, that is a bit scary. I do believe, though, with one of our hooks here, we have interrupted one of our gens. I believe the Adam was on that one. Yes, we have found Adam out over in the corner on the pallet. Nice vault, dodging the bite as well, but I do believe with that hook, we do have a hook in our top side 3 gen if we do have that gen over on the 2 side of the map, so not the worst position to be in. We know that Hellfires can hit through this, but we get a nice pallet stun as well. But as you mentioned, Drac with all of his forms can just switch to bat and go straight over these pallets. We do have that gen over it too, so we do have a really nice 3-gen top side. Our second gen has popped as well. And yeah, it's a bit of a scary situation. That hook at the start was a bit on the slow side. Well played by the survivors to get onto these generators really quickly. The 3 split back-to-back was really nice and good to see for Melatonin survivors. But it's not over for Forearm Death. We have got the unhook and we're going straight for our tunnel out onto Jake. Poor boy Jake. Like, we'll have to see how he cooks. And we are back onto the filler pallet. We are breaking, so we're going to take Chase back up towards our 12 side. We do have that jungle gym, but we don't have the pallet. Oh, I think that was a big bite from the Drac on the wolf lunge, but we don't connect it. Adam is here for a hit take as well. This is beautiful gameplay that we're seeing. But here comes that Hellfire again. We tag Adam and we don't end up hitting Jake, so it allows him to make it to our 10-side jungle gym. Hassa, what do you think? This is getting a little bit scary. This tunnel out's taking a little bit of time at the moment. Oh, caster's curse! Oppa! My apologies there, Jake. But what are your thoughts? We've had some good gen pressure. Ace is still on a gen as well. And I'm assuming Adam's probably snuck off somewhere to get reset with potential of maybe being able to still come in for a pull. We do have our topside 3 gen as well still. What are your thoughts?
I thought, just here on the side of the Jake, that we did seem to run a bit towards in our gens as soon as we got unhooked here, which is not what you want. Pardon me. You don't really want... You want to die as far away as possible from those gens. But yeah, it really is a test to the survivors, how they play this out, because there's 2 gens left. We have a survivor who's currently, and we're spotted a reset here, so this is what we need if we're on the side of the killer here, and we dug it down, a beautiful Hellfire. We're going to opt to tunnel and go back to hook, which is probably the right play. You want to minimize. I was actually speaking to someone the other day about how to, change the dynamic of the game, and getting that the first survivor out of the trial as soon as possible is crucial. You don't need to worry about the other survivors, because having that -1 survivor working a generator is it's bang for your buck. It's very important if you're the killer. So we are going to take the chase here on to the Jake, who is Judas. So yeah, I'm really liking this so far. We've gone from medium, and oh my days, playing with fire doing that. You are kidding. I don't think we're going to make this, but no, we are going to jiggy around the corner, but we are going to go down and force a locker tag. Unfortunately, we don't get the locker animation, so yeah, this is looking fairly nice for the survivors. A decent death location. If you could send a bit more towards 6, that would be awesome, but honestly, not terrible. That is a hook gone. That will be a death onto the Jake. Situations like this, it is sort of tough because now we have to sort of play. I think it's more of playing for stages at this point because the pressure is going to start to really build here on the killer because we have a gen getting pumped in the background. We need to find this stealthing survivor, which I'm not too sure if we will. But yeah, this is real problems as we are going to, I think, just spot a... No, so that was the bottom of the gen. But yeah, I mean, these survivors playing really nice, but they will end up 3-genning themselves eventually after this next gen pops, which will be a bit of a problem for them. But overall, there's no gen perks. There's no perks at all. No add-ons on the Dracula either. So it sort of is a test here, and I really do think that considering there's no perks, as I've said for the 10th time, this is where the problems are going to really occur for the killer because we can't just pump those gens and get a lot of regression at once. And look at this generator pumping in the background. I believe this could be the Adam possibly. I'm not too sure who this is, but oh no, this is the Meg. So we have nearly gotten spun. If we got away with a spin there, I would have... But I would not, I'd be lost for words. So very nicely done. But we need to get away from these gens. That is absolutely crucial. If we can't, oh my goodness, that hasn't even reached the distance. We are going to make this vault again. We're going to opt not to take it. So this is very nicely done here on the side of the Megan. Just getting away from these gens is key. You do not want to run towards them. That gen is probably getting doubled in the background. So you might see that pop in a matter of seconds. No, so they've only just gotten back on the gen. We are going to see Zanel run away. So yeah, Ghosty, it's starting to look like this gen will only have a matter of kicks left on it before it actually closes off with the spikes. But yeah, I mean, probably splitting the gens here, double splitting. No, Zanel's gotten back on the gen. You are kidding. So we've opted not to go for the pick, which is probably the right play. That gen's going to pop in the background because I don't... Oh, no, it's not because we're going to go back. So yeah, this is going to really start to be problems here on the side of the killer because we can only hit this gen a matter of more times. And the stealthing is elite on the side of Melatonin. My goodness. So yeah, I have to say, Ghosty, there is no doubt in my mind that so far it is definitely looking like it's in the survivors' agenda to take this one. And that I stand by that just because... Solely because where the pressure is at right now for that generator, that one generator, they can split gens. It is really starting to look like problems.
Couldn't say it better myself. Even though we are getting these really nice hooks in basically dead smack bang center of our 3-gen, that gen by the hill is literally cranking right now. These survivors have done an incredible job with their efficiency, as you mentioned before, and it's completely valid since this isn't your average season. No perks, so no supporting things like Deja or Resi or any other form of gen-like supporting perk that you would normally expect in a Dracula set. So Melatonin really showing that they're here and not scared to play with fire. The death spots have been a little bit rough for some moments, but in saying that, that gen is still scary close. Like, I could not stress that enough how close that top hill gen is to popping. It does look like Adam is trying to pressure our hook on our Meg, and we don't know where Ace is. Hasn't gone back to that gen yet. But this is actually starting to look like it's starting to come back into form Death's favor a little bit. We're not able to get back to that hill gen. We can just camp out Meg at the moment, let that hook timer go down. Hellfire Summer, oh, we have a reset happening in the background. This is good. As much as it's a bit dangerous, because as you can see, Drac can just pull up that Hellfire, and if he times it perfectly, not only can he get the endurance burnt from Meg, but also injure the unhooked survivor as well. And as we can see, Forearm Death has it pulled up. He's ready to fire it. And Adam gets hit by it, so Meg will be going second. Okay, this is a bit of problems, team. We go into Wolf. Oh, what a good dodge by Adam, but I don't think he'll make it to the pallet. No. Ace needs to really make sure he's getting in now, because otherwise this could be looking like a 4K1. We do get the pull. This is what we needed, because that was looking mighty dicey for a second. But in saying that, Meg is on death hook, so she literally only has her endurance before she goes down. She does make it to a pallet. This is really good. Gets the stun as well. This is perfect. Buying her team time. Looks like we might actually be going back for the Atom. Oh, Ace with the stun in bat form. Those poor bats copping the wood to the head. But it looks like we will be getting a pick onto Adam, and unfortunately, I do think that that's close enough to go straight back onto that central hook right in the middle of the 3-gen again as well. And that gen up on the hill, I feel, has regressed quite a bit. Even though it was a natural kick, they haven't been able to touch that gen again. So it's like, it's just slowly cranking back as the seconds go by. Megan has seemed to have been able to disappear, which is good. We want to try and keep her alive a bit. The main gen is starting to get a bit of pressure onto it as well, but it's now also regressing as well. So I don't know, Hassa, with the way that this game is slowly turning around, it was looking really scary for Forearm Death, but it feels like he's slowly like clawing things back into his favor. Do you think like we're actually going to potentially be wrapping things up with a 4K1 at this rate?
Well, yeah. Now that we've spotted out our Meg, they've gone for the reset. So this is where the problems are real, because there's no one to get this unhook. And to be quite honest with you, if I'm the survivors, you got to fast pull that as fast as possible and get them off the hook and send it towards Shaq, because you're basically invincible when you get to Shaq against this killer, especially in a 3-gen situation like this. The destination between Shaq and this 3-gen is so far away that you only get value, which is exactly what you need. So, you know, this is definitely looking like a 4K1 as we're going to get both. Oh, no, we only get one, and we've gone for the body block, and we haven't blocked fully. So that will be a down onto Zanel, and we've got a bit of, killer instinct here on the killer now. A beautiful second dash on the side for I'm Death. That was insane. That was just supreme, to be completely honest. Now, this hook has, I shouldn't say will, because this hook has caused problems for them the whole game. This 3-gen is nasty. They've played this insanely well for I'm Death. I mean, these survivors, they couldn't break the 3-gen early on. And yeah, like you said earlier, you said it perfectly, beautifully. I mean, the gens have regressed so much, even without any perks. So it just goes to show that they haven't been able to work gens. They've been more focused. Goes our survivor. So that will be a 4K1. And I tell you what, to be completely honest with you, that from the situation that Forearm Death was in, that should not have happened, but he's played that beautifully. He's just embraced it and accepted that this is the situation he's in, and he has to play it out to the best of his ability, and that's what he's done. So very nicely done. There's not much better to say. I mean, that is an incredible performance on any standard. No perks. And it does start to say, like, how strong can the Dracula really be? Well, it can be a very strong killer if the power is used correctly, and that's what it's been used, as we've seen in this showcase from, Forearm Death. So, yeah, that'll spell the end of it. But there's no doubt in my mind that, it's now Melatonin's time to get on that killer and really show what they might have in stock. So, it is going to be a really close one, in my opinion. But with that being said, we will we'll take a short intermission, have the next game set up for you, and yeah, get excited, get your popcorn, because this will be a really good one after that 4K1 performance. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fogbound League, Blaze versus Melatonin. We have just had Blaze on the killer side first up to start us off with a incredible 4K1. What was looking like it would be possibly 5 to 6 stages has been pulled back to a 4K1. Incredible result. And now it's time to see Melatonin, what they can pull off on the killer side here. So we do have Omens here on the killer. So yeah, like I said in the previous matchup, you need to find your survivor nice and early on. It is crucial, and I guess hitting gens like that, I don't know if it's the best play, but we already have spotted out our first survivor and bang, a tag really early on. This is exactly what you need if you're fighting for a really difficult win con. We do get a little bit of an unfortunate M1 there, so This is a really nice start for Omens. There isn't much gen progress going. We see one gen in the background, two gens in the background getting worked, and we are just getting rid of these resources as fast as possible, as that is crucial to getting a good result. Now, we do get a little bit stuck behind this window, which is not what you need if you're the side of Omens. You really want to, get this down as fast as possible. And in a situation like this, I mean, it doesn't look like there's a real strong 3-gen. It looks like there's one over towards 7, 6, 5. But so far, this Survivor on the side of Anna has been lasting for a long time. And I love to see this on the Survivor, just winning a couple 50s, playing this pallet beautifully, is going to fake vaulting again. They might vault here. They are going to vault and they are going to go down here. But that is a beautiful chase to start us off, Ghosty. Now, this is where the problems can really start to emerge out of the blue, because this has been such a long chase, but it's really it really will come down to how Blaze performs on the survivors, for the survivors here, because, yeah, I really think, they're yet to pop a gen. They do have a fair bit of gen progress, but yeah, what are your thoughts so far, Ghosty?
I mean, it was a pretty good start for Omens on the Dracula for our second game, finding our Kate Anna very early on and getting a nice quick tag as well. Really setting a nice starting tone, but we do see that we do have some good gen progress in the background, so Anna did make up for that early tag with quite a good chase indeed. And as much as, like, last game, that hook that I believe Anna was on was an absolute menace for Melatonin, as you mentioned, a lot of our gens are more towards like the bot side of the map, so we don't have nowhere near as strong of a 3-gen as we did before, and it does look like our first gen has popped, and it is a split gen, so we should be looking at a second gen popping in a moment as well. So Survivors is setting up a good pace, but Juan, I think that was Vex, oh no, 49k, I'm thinking about a different passing actually, 49k getting tagged over on the side, but it does look like we're going to go back and secure our second stage onto Anna. I don't think that Omen wants to go for another run, since as much as that first tag was pretty quick, it was a really good spot. Maybe not a chase they want to take again, because Anna definitely made up for it, bought a good amount of time for taking such a quick tag, and we still have all of our bot side resources as well, so if we manage to get a few of those bot side gens done, we can just chase the bot, use up all of our resources here. Oh, we get a nice dodge on Paz and a good dodge on the second one as well, and now we have Shaq. Omens doesn't want a bar of it. Sees that Anna is off the hook, so wants to remove them from the game as soon as we can. It's looking pretty standard, or I wouldn't say even standard, it's looking pretty good for both sides. We have a Deathhook Survivor at 3, still got 3 gens up. 49k is still injured as well, so they're probably looking for a reset onto them, but we did see that they really put up the pressure as these gens went down, and we don't have that safety net of a really tight 3-gen with a hook dead smack bang in the middle as well. Good drop of the crane pallet, but it looks like we're going to try and jiggy away back to our jungle. It looks like Omen was like a bit lost, but it seems like Jake, Forearm Death, our previous killer, also wasn't quite sure where our Dracula was, and Kaya has been caught out on the edge of a rock. Okay, this is problems, Team Hassel. I think we might be losing a survivor very shortly. We do have Shaq to play, but we don't have our add-ons like the... I can't remember what the add-on was called, but the usual one that allows you to block windows. And yeah, our Deathhook Survivor has been found. We do have another gen with high progress, but I don't know, Hazzo, this is looking a bit scary.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously no Lapis, which blocks those windows. That is a big problem, as we see another 2 gens. Bang! Straight to the face. There's another couple gone off the board. That is what you love to see if you are the survivors here. Now, that is, I tell you what, Omens has got a very smart macro. He's great with the macro. He knows where these survivors are, and he's found his tunnel out in camping realistically in a corner, as, which is a really great find, as that is the death there. But the problem is, he can't drop another gen. He can't. And this gen split looks terrible. It is terrible indeed. It's not great. Definitely not the worst, but not great at all. We do see a bit of progress going here, but the problem is we're going to probably see for the next good 5 minutes, majority of the time in bat form, because these gens are so separated and split. You have to go between the 3 of them, so that's where the problems will be. And I tell you what, you can't really commit to things for too long because in a situation like this, you have to hit and you have to run. You can't afford to commit to things that just take too long. So we are going to give away a tag here for death, but overall, you don't really want to run towards these gens, and that's not what he's going to do. So that's what we're doing. We're doing the hit and run tactic. This is what you love to see if you're on the side of Omens, because getting rid of that health state just completely erases that survivor getting on a generator until he's reset. So we are going to take chase here, get a little jiggy here on the side of X-God and get this tag. So this is probably where we'll see Forearm Death and X-God run over towards that gen towards 6 or 5, should I say, and hop on, or even probably smarter to reset, to be completely honest. But 49k doing a really good job to just get a bit of progress going while not revealing his location, which I'm absolutely loving, because there's not much more that you can ask for when a situation's so dire, and you know they are resetting in the background. They probably got away as far as possible from that generator, and Omens, like I said, has a really smart macro. He's going to look for that reset because that will be crucial. If he can find it, the ball is literally back in his court. He's not going to spot them out off the rip. He needs to hear for those, and oh my goodness, so we have spotted the reset. Unfortunately, we did do the little tactic where you 99 the heal and then heal them fully. So very nicely done on the survivors, but again, that is a hit and run. Like I said earlier, we will be in this bat form for majority of the game. It's probably the most crucial part, to be completely honest, because if this is any other killer that doesn't have mobility, it's just a gen pops instantly because you can't go back to a gen so fast. So far, they're playing this really well, these survivors. We are giving away a couple tags, which could come to bite us back on the bum. Now, we do not want to run to our gens. Whatever you do, run as far away from those generators as possible. Force this locker here if you can. Let them double out. We are going to die edge here. I don't know if we make this locker. Do we? We do. Oh, we don't. So that it could be problems here because we're going to have to go back to the gen, which is probably being doubled over towards Shack, which is absolutely what you need if you're the survivors. Now, yeah, it does look like they are doubling, and bang! Oh. There goes that generator. That will be the win towards Blaze. They've played that beautifully. They've gotten that gen done out the way. What a chase, though, from all these survivors. They've all been putting on incredible performance. At this rate, it should just take the outs. X-God should realistically just open the door and get out and you know, take the 9 stages. I think that's the best result. That, I mean, they could definitely go for more, but at this rate, you've already secured the win. You want to get your outs, and that's probably what's happening in the background. So, yeah, what a result, though, from the survivors. They really played that beautifully, Ghosty.
No, that was an incredible performance by BLAZE survivors. But in saying that, Melatonin's Killer Omen has still played that very well. His macro was spectacular, knowing where these resets were, knowing where survivors were, and playing it very well with such a dire and high-pressure situation to be in. A gen split like that was painful, even for, I'm sure, you, Hasso, and myself to see. But overall, really well played, and as you mentioned, our Claudette has decided to leave. X-God taking that fresh hook out, allowing 9 stages, 3 fresh to be awarded to Omens, but still such a good result under these circumstances. And Omens did show they definitely knew what they were capable of, and were getting very close to potentially tying the set as well. But overall, BLAZE just really came out with gas and burnt through these generators, securing that win condition, getting all that gens done, and getting at least one survivor out of the trial as well. Now, in saying that, it's not over for Melatonin yet. We obviously have our second set, the Freddy, the Nightmare himself, on DDS, lined up for all of our viewers coming up next in a short moment. So me and Hassel are going to chill out for a minute, get ready for our next set, and we'll be entering set 2 Freddy of BLAZE vs Melatonin after a very short intermission. So please stay with us. We'll be back momentarily. Welcome back, everyone. We are on to our second game of our match tonight of Melatonin versus BLAZE. BLAZE taking our first set, the Dracula set, with a beautiful performance by both sides and achieving the 9-stage 3 fresh and 1 escape to secure that first set, putting them at 1-0 in our best of 3 matchup tonight. But now we're on to our Freddy set. Melatonin's pick on DDS, the standard map you'd expect to see for Freddy, but he's a much weaker killer compared to most, and especially compared to killers like Dracula. Much more limited into what he's able to do and what he's capable of, but still very mobile and has some neat little tricks still up his sleeve. It looks like we're doing our usual setup, setting up some fake pallets, getting some pressure on the map, and making it so we could maybe possibly see some really nice two-taps if our survivors mistaken them and get too close and they get popped. And we have managed to find our first chase. It looks like it's Anna again, our Kate from before. Looks like our first chase is going to be a repeat of the last one, being first on the chopping block, taking chase over to our one side of the map. But I don't know, this could be what they need. We've got 3 gens split at the moment. Beautiful to see, and definitely what you want from BLAZE survivors. They're showing that they're definitely not turning down the heat in our second game and want to make it a 2-0 victory, but we don't know. Melatonin can still take it back, and they need this set to be able to hit tiebreaker. So, this chase is taking a little bit, and we're getting some gem pressure on the survivor side, and a bit of a miss on the pallet as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
They chase the main as well, so this is looking a bit oof.
I mean, absolutely. We get our first tag finally onto our Lori, which will be Anna. So this has been very nicely played here to be completely on the survivor. Anna just been juicing the whole night, to be completely honest, been putting on a performance. Now, these survivors do want to be careful, though, because this gen at main, I mean, I'm not too sure what our gens are looking like, but not really a grade 3 gen main 1 and 3, but overall, Gallows is getting worked, and I think this is where problems can really occur. There's Anna going down. I'm not too sure how this will be played. I'm not too sure who the favorites are to win this set. I believe, obviously, it being Melatonin's pick, they are more confident on this killer, but I think it really comes down to how long you commit to chases, because when there's no perks involved, it makes the whole dynamic of the game different. You have to play different, you have to play safer, and yeah, that can be a real problem. So we are looking around. We do see 49k absolutely cranking that generator on main now. Ghosty, I have to ask, what are your thoughts on how this has been played out so far? Do you feel like the survivors are in the hot seat right now to really take away this set, or do you feel like, or take outs out of this, or what are your thoughts so far up until this moment?
Well, considering that we don't unfortunately have our usual, what you'd expect to see, 3 gen in the outback, we will be seeing 49k pop what I think is main gen in the background, so that's a good gen to get rid of, meaning that main being as strong as it is on this map, probably this map's strongest loop, is now basically full free game. I do think we're probably going to be looking at some outs here. If these 2 gens, which look to be getting split, yes they are, being split, get completed, we're going to be at 1 gen remaining with only 1 stage on the board. 49k coming in with a really nice hit take for Anna, allowing them to make that distance all the way back towards that main building again, dropping our front wagon main pallet down as well, making it so we can buy some more time. We do have another filler pallet here as well on the side of 2. This is looking pretty good for our survivors, in all honesty. And blink and you miss it, we just see the double gen pop as well. And Anna has been honestly locked in this entire time, making it painful for our killer. Winning the 50 at the front main pallet, it means we get even more time, and we do see some resets happening in the background as well. So 49k does get reset as well. This is looking pretty dire for Omens. Had a beautiful performance on the Drac set, but he is being cooked up a little bit here in our Freddy set. In saying that though, as you mentioned before as well, this is Melatonin's pick, so it's to be expected that this is meant to be probably one of their strong suits, and Freddy is a bit of a lower tier killer, so it isn't the most easiest one to play. We deny the pallet drop and we get the 2-tap. Oh, that is peak Freddy gameplay. That is beautiful and exactly what Omens needed in this stage of the game to potentially claw things back. But we are still split on gens. Claudette and Jake both are on 2 separate gens at the moment. Jake's one being at 50. Claudette's one being pretty much at like 50. I'd say about 40 as well. And Claudette has also woken up, so I reckon that Claudette's going to be looking at a pull onto 49k while Anna's being dragged all the way up towards the mid side, and we don't really have a 3 gen to protect as well. So I honestly think, Hasso, with the fact that Forearm Death is almost done with their generator, this could potentially only be a maybe 3-stage game, maybe 6, if things go well for Omens. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I'm a bit shocked that we've popped 2 gens in that chase from Anna. Anna winning 50s. There goes the final. Bang! That's the final generator. So, yeah, I mean, so far, so bloody good. Honestly, if I'm the survivors, you just take the result that you get. Take the 4 stages. No. So we've gone for the... this could be a 3-stage game. So this would be incredible for the side of, I believe, Blaze. They could really have a really good result here if they get these 3 stages. They're definitely doable. But honestly, if I gotta say, these survivors are on point. They're taking hit tanks for one another. We are going to go down and get a little bit lost in the sauce. Not too sure why the Lori didn't come in for that hit tank. That would have been clutch if we could have pulled that off. But, yeah, I mean, this could be even more... This could be good for the side of Melatonin. If we can get this down here onto our fresh and possibly just camp them out, that would be our best bet. And it is seeming like, so far, we win the 50 on this little terrible... looking window, and we do get a little bit lost in the sources. We are resetting in the background, picking up that no, we are just full resetting, which is what I love to see, and that will spell a good amount of 6 stages unless they play for it. If I'm the survivors, I'm probably playing for this just to see what we can get. I'm not too sure what the gates looking like. The gates aren't great for where this hook location is, but definitely doable. They have to make a move now, though. They have to get in there and get the action going, Ghosty. And I think that's what's going to, be key. They have to get this unhooked because, honestly, 6 stages on the Freddy is naughty. That is a good amount for no perks. And considering there's no add-ons on this killer, I think, I'm just farming blood points here. I'm not too sure what the go is here, but... yeah, I think this is really the play that they've got to do, and they have to get this survivor out. I think that's the right play. I really, really do.
I do agree and hope that they are able to get this Jake off of the hook. I reckon Anna might be looking at sacrificing themselves, even though it would mean another stage that is a lot better than potentially 2 more, securing up 6 stages overall. 3 fresh for Freddy with no perks and add-ons. We see Anna's here coming in, trying to put some pressure onto the unhook. We see 49k coming in as well. Anna's taking the hit going in, but they've mistimed a bit. This could lead to a 2nd stage. If they're not quick enough with this, and our only 2 healthy survivors are both on one side, I think 49k might be trying to sneak around to the left side, but they're not there. We go to 2nd. Prime Death is on 2nd. We've lost another stage. This could basically mean that they might just take the outs at this point, but Omens wants more. He feels like he can get another stage. We do find 49k, but I think that he has enough distance to make it out of the gate. But I think they were just a bit too slow. They weren't able to get in, and it costed them 2 extra stages. The play was definitely there, and it was a correct decision to try and get Jake off the hook. Probably trade Anna's life for forearm death. But they just weren't able to get through in time. Anna, unfortunately, taking that hit a bit too early, and 49k and our Claudette was not able to make it in time to pull the Jake. So, 6 stage 3 fresh. Definitely a good result for Omens, and honestly, I'd be feeling pretty happy with that under these situations and under these restrictions. Meaning that Blaze needs to get at least 4 fresh hooks if they want to get their secondary win condition. And 7 stages on the board as Freddy. Do you think they're going to hit that one, Hasso? Because that's a bit of a steep ask.
I mean, before we take an intermission, I will say I don't know if that's possible. Well, it definitely is possible, but I don't know if the result will be met or beaten because 6 stages is so good. But yeah, that's just my take. But that being said, we will take an intermission, set this next game up, possibly the last match for the night, if we don't go to the tiebreaker, but should be an absolute cracker. So we will take a short break and have this next one set up for you guys shortly.
Welcome back, everyone. We're on to our 2nd game of our Freddle set of Melatonin versus Blaze with a crazy big improvement to our win condition. We're needing 7 stages 3 fresh or 6 stage 4 fresh. Definitely not what I think any of us were expecting to see with a Freddy set, no perks or add-ons to support us to allow us to get to those high stages, and even with perks and add-ons, that's a pretty reasonable and noble result from Melatonin's killer. But we're seeing Anna, from what I feel, our MVP so far on the Survivor side with their first chases, taking over the killer this time. So I'm interested to see how they go about this set. It's a pretty big ask though, still 7 stage 3 fresh or 6 stage 4 on Freddy with literally no support whatsoever. I'm interested to see how Anna goes. Hasso, it looks like we've opened up main. We're going to start setting up our pallets. What do you think? 7 stage 3 fresh or 6 stage 4 fresh? It's a pretty big ask, but we do have a nice 3-gen in Outback, so do we think we can hit it?
Yeah, I'm going to call it now. I think it's doable. Look at that 3-gen. That is an incredible 3-gen. If you can hold that, that was incredible for you. Look at that. That is not what you need if you're on the Survivors. A fast down right here could, and it might be a crazy call, could quite literally seal the game because this is problems because that'll be a basement hook, I'd assume. And, I mean, yeah, to be honest with you, it's just real problematic here. We're not gonna. So fair enough. You know what? Fair enough. Fair not to hook in the basement. Hook in that 3-gen. Hold this 3-gen because that 3-gen is holdable by a mile. This is a very decent 3-gen. Obviously not as tight as you'd hope, but still very great. Considering you can just patrol it. It is. Oh no! What? I don't know how we've gotten away there, but we are gonna have to play this. And this is 2-tap central. Welcome to TTC. You are the first member, or the second member of tonight's game that have been inducted into 2-tap central. That is very unfortunate, but there is still plenty to take out of that because I'm sure that that will be a reminder to all these survivors not to, you know, play too, you know, over aggressive, but just play to their standards, and this is not the start you want, to be completely honest, Ghosty, at all. As I said, a very fast down like this is diabolical. If we could get a switch over to these survivors, see what they're up to at the moment, that would be awesome. But there goes the first gen. There's the stealth here. We're going to send it in for the pull. We've caught them with their pants down. This is not what you need because this will be a down here, and that is the third fresh secured, unless we go for the tunnel, which we are going to go for the tunnel here onto our survivor. Now, best not to commit this for too long. We don't want to send away from our 3-gen. This is probably not what you want, to be completely honest. This will get them both picked up in the end, so definitely not what you want. They're definitely over with endurance now. It's time to hit them. It's time to hit them. There we go. So we have gotten the vault grab. So sending it again towards this gen. Now we are definitely in a bit of a problematic situation here for the survivors. That is our third hook of the game. That's our second, or our fresh. So we are going to play this as well. And look at this. All these survivors caught just with their pants down. This is not what you need at all because this is 3 injured at the moment. I tell you what, Anna's played this pinpoint perfectly. I mean, there's no doubt about that. To play how you were playing, I can't imagine how good Anna would be with perks because this is diabolical. That is your third fresh, basically secured when you want to get it. And I mean, seriously, this Ghosty, this is not looking good at all for these survivors.
No, this is literally like a masterclass on how to play Freddy on this map. And as you mentioned, this is without perks or add-ons to support this killer, and we've almost hit our win. We're nearly pushing our win condition already, and Meg has gone down as well. Our ace is our only leftover survivor, and he's injured. We were saying like 7 stage 4 fresh is a pretty steep ask, even 6 stage 3 fresh. We get out down to ace, and Claudette's our only remaining survivor. We might be 4K'ing 4 at the moment. I am terrified if I ever see Anna in a dark alleyway on the Freddy, because I did not expect a 4K 4 on our second game of Freddy. And I think this might be securing it. We've had a pickup onto Meg, but what does Meg do here? All of our remaining survivors are pretty much out in the outback, and Meg's being forced away. This is beautiful. Like, how does one recover from this? 3 slugs, last survivor injured and in chase. 4 generators remaining, and we still have that nasty 3-gen. Oh, beautiful vault. I'm impressed Meg managed to pull that off from behind, honestly, but I don't think it's going to change too much since, let's be real, we're probably not getting our team back up, and we still, even if we get our survivors back up, there's still 4 gens remaining. And Anna still has that beautiful 3-gen and out back. Oh, bah, that was a very unfortunate whiff on the window, but even with such a strong resources main, we've only got this front main power to play. We are hit by the snare, so we are hindered as much as it doesn't impact for as much. It still hurts a lot, and this is a 4k4 for Anna, the so far MVP of our Survivor side, showing what they can do on Freddy. Please do not find me in a pubs game, because I am hiding in a locker all game. Hasso, 4k4, blink and you miss it, like, thoughts?
I got a funny story, not to get off too topic, but there's a time in a different league, OSL, where my team had actually versed the Freddy, and with perks, we got 4k5. So to get 4k forward without perks, that is the word that we use, is diabolical. That should not be happening. That is just unfortunate. I think the survivors obviously may have come into this trial a little bit, you know, and it's not that it's a bad thing, but sometimes you can, me knowing, because I've been in a situation, you don't want to come in overly confident, too confident, because then you feel like it'll be a walk in the park when it's not ever going to be a walk in the park, no matter the result, whether it's 1 stage or 12 stage or 4k4. It really comes down to these survivors and not overthinking it, but that is what you call a masterclass. I don't know if I think we've seen a 4k3 on the bubble before. I'm not too sure, 4k something like that, but that is an incredible result. Do not get me wrong. That is diabolical. I cannot believe that we've just done that. I'm sort of speechless, to be completely honest. A 4k4, no perks, no add-ons. That right there is a 2-0 win to BLAZE. What an incredible performance from both teams, but BLAZE just too strong in the end.
Honestly, I'm still trying to, like, pull words together to what we just witnessed. Like, I was expecting, yeah, we could probably match those stages, but it's going to be pretty tough and might need some work. But just out of the gate, Anna was just firing on all cylinders, and the survivors were just being too aggressive with things, especially keeping in mind we did have that Outback 3-gen to still have to break as well. So it was really unfortunate that they got themselves into that rough situation at the start with 2 hooked in Outback inside that 3-gen. Anna would have been able to just chill on Gallows, observe everything from up there, spot the crosses coming in from well before they got there. And as you mentioned, BLAZE soared out and they took the 2-0 in this match against Melatonin. But honestly, as much as that was a blink and you miss it match, what an awesome match we had tonight between these two teams. Big congratulations to BLAZE. You guys cooked tonight, but also big congratulations to Melatonin. You guys still did put up a beautiful performance. And with that, we will be calling it a night from Fogbound League. So thank you to everyone for being here. Hasso, it's been an absolute blast casting with you. I hope we do future runs. And with that, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your night. This is Fogbound League. Please check us out on YouTube, and we'll catch us in the next one out in the fog. Take care, everyone.